Well, good morning and welcome. And I would apologize for the traffic situation if I had any control over it. But I do thank you all for pioneering through and weathering through the traffic and being here to join us. I'm Tony Hansen, and I am the president of the Dallas Genealogical Society, and I'm very pleased to see all of you here, and welcome to you. We have a short business meeting to get through, and then we will get on to our educational presentation afterwards. I know Gloria is out there still greeting people, but I checked with her earlier, and I know that we have a quorum, and so that is good. And if you'll bear with my technology here. Okay, we will reboot the PC and carry on. Okay, the meeting minutes have been distributed to members and posted on the door, and so unless there are any additions or corrections or changes to the minutes, we will proceed without them. And I'll take that as there are no changes. Our treasurer was unable to join us today, but she did send forward her report. The finances of the organization are great. We have in our checking account $37,885.45. In our savings account, we have $121,814.63. And all bills are currently paid and up to date, except apparently for the one that involves the running of this computer. Kathleen Murray, could you give us an update on our seminars while I try to wrestle with this laptop and get it doing what it's supposed to do?
Well, as you can see from my slides, so we're relying on my memory for the report. So I'm Kathleen Murray. We have a lot of guests here, so I'm glad that you're here. Our upcoming seminar is next Saturday for those who are interested. We have a very prominent genealogist coming. Curt is coming from the Allen County Public Library in Indiana, and he's going to be giving 4 lectures. You can sign up online if you'd like to come on our website at dallasgenealogy.org, or you can just walk in on Saturday morning. That would be absolutely fine. So tell your friends. We still have some places left. The other thing, let's see, we're having is this Friday, prior to our seminar, we're having it's sort of an invitation-only thing, which sounds exclusive, but in fact we invited other genealogy societies and the leaders of those societies to come to what we're calling the 2016 North Texas Society Summit. Gives us some room to have a 2017 if it's very successful. So we have 48 leaders coming from 20 different genealogical societies across northeastern Texas, and Curt will be with us as well. He's a passionate man about genealogy societies and what they do for the genealogical community. And we're also going to be having a lunch that's co-sponsored by the Texas State Genealogical Society. So we're pretty excited about that. And looking forward to 2017, as that computer does its remarkable thing, we have 3 seminars booked. You have literature out on the table. I probably should have picked up one of those. But in March, I think March 17th, we have another very well-known and very prominent genealogist coming. Tom Jones is going to be with us. And he is going to be giving on Friday before that, for those of you who like to mark your calendars, he's going to be giving 2 advanced research methods classes that will only include 30 people, whereas we can hold about 174 people in this room. So those will probably be in very high demand. And then in the summer, we have a trio of people coming on cue. This is Kristen Moore. She'll be vice president starting this afternoon. And let's see, Lisa Louise Cook, Sonny Martin, and Diane Southard are coming, and they will be here August 4th and 5th. These are folks who do an awful lot with all things. Lisa Louise Cook does a number of things with all things Google, learning how do you use it and apply it for your research. So she uses Google Earth and shows you how to use a number of different also video programs, how to use YouTube. I shouldn't just push her toward Google. She is extremely well known, extremely well respected in the application of technology for genealogical research and for sharing your stories and getting your family history out, utilizing social media as well as media in general. And with her is going to be two people that you may never have heard of. You may have never heard of Lisa Louise Cook. But that's Sunny Morton and Diane Southard. And Diane, I may get this wrong, but I believe Diane Southard is going to be giving 2 lectures related to the use of DNA for discovering and making connections with your ancestors. We just heard her in Springfield, Illinois, speaking to the Federation of Genealogical Societies. And she is quite dynamic and very engaging and extremely personal. So if you have questions or you want information about how to analyze your DNA, I would really encourage you to mark August 4th and 5th next year to get some assistance with that. And Sunny Martin is going to be giving a couple of talks. One of them that I distinctly remember is utilizing church records in order to document your family or to discover your family members. And the second one is on how do you put together your story. Of course, we're going to hear a lot about that today in a very unique example. But we still have people coming in, so it's probably good that I'm carrying on here. I'm sure you're in rapt attention here. She's going to be talking about how do you record your story, how do you capture that, who do you talk to, and then how do you publish that. So next summer, August 4th and 5th, for a 2-day event, is really more like a mini conference and should be a really exciting, very dynamic event, bringing some people who you normally will not have the opportunity to hear unless you go to a national conference. And then next fall, by popular demand, on September 30th, we have a guy called Josh Taylor who's coming. If you watch, what is his show called? I kind of knew, but it's okay. Genealogy Roadshow on TV. Josh is he's the only guy who's one of the hosts, and so you can't miss him. But he's very dynamic speaker, and also he's a real kind of a mensch. He's a real good human being. He will engage you immediately without regard really for any kind of status in that, even though he does have a lot of status in the genealogical community. So it's a tremendous opportunity to see him, but that's not till next year. So if you want to mark your calendars in advance, pick up one of our postcards. All 3 of these events are listed. And other than that, I think did I do well? Are we good yet? We're within about a minute. So I think from a perspective of seminars, we've had a great year this year for the Society. We've made somewhere around we've brought in a net, I think, of over $7,000, but our revenue was $25,000. Of course, we have a lot of expenses when we put these on, so our net income was that. And so we're very pleased that it's able to help us afford to have events like this and to continue to offer hospitality at all of our events, as well as do things like reach out and get into the community, which I know this year we've been trying to do a little bit more, get off of our traditional stomping grounds and go out and discover some of the newer, younger people and different people who are getting involved in genealogy. And now on to parking.
Thank you very much, Kathleen. All right, so just note that if you have a parking ticket from the garage, you can take it to the desk on your way out, validate it, and get out for $1.50, and not have to pay the full price. We have a quorum, previous minutes, treasurer's report, that. Okay. Quickest meeting on record, right? I just want to bring you up to date on some of the things that has been going on over the summer from both the board's perspective and from some of our members. Several of us, Kristen Moore, who's going to be our vice president, Kathleen Murray, myself, and Bruce Moore, did attend I'm sorry, I'm going to slide ahead of myself. This is the Texas State Genealogical Society Conference. It's going to be held here in Dallas in October. And we do plan to be an exhibitor there. We will have a table featuring our brand new table skirt that we just purchased over the summer. And we'll be giving out some logoed, those little iPad pointers and pens and things as a handout at the seminar, trying to generate some more foot traffic to come visit us. We're also sponsoring snacks for the library day here at the library on Thursday. It's going to be open for people who come to the conference early and visit the wonderful genealogy facility up on the 8th floor. So we'll be providing light snacks and refreshments for that. And we have also agreed to assist the Dallas Public Library with printing some of their handouts that they want to provide at the conference as well. They've got some difficulties getting stuff done quickly and done to the standard they're looking for, so the board has agreed to help them out with the cost on that. Now on to FGS. Several of us did attend the FGS up in Springfield last week. We again exhibited up there as one of the nice deals that the FGS allows you to do for a relatively low cost. So as you can see, we were setting up the table there. We had lots of literature out there. And then we weren't at the table 100% of the time, but between the four of us that were there, we did actually get to spend quite a bit of time there and talk to quite a few people as they passed on by about Dallas and about the library and about the wonderful things that are going on here, as well as attended what I think was probably one of the better conferences in recent memory. Though I thought the presentations and the speakers were really excellent, so it was a very good show. I'm also pleased to announce that we have, over the summer, been approached and have agreed to form several new special interest groups. Teresa Tatirik, which is a name that I'm sure ought to be familiar to many of you, she's been involved in the society for a very long time, approached us about setting up a Roots Magic and a Next Generation Site Builder special interest group. We sent out a survey to the membership, and it came back with quite a bit of interest. And so we have agreed to go ahead and to sponsor the SIGs, and it's going to be meeting actually, it's going to be at Sunday afternoon. She's going to do this once a quarter, and it's going to be held on the 5th floor in the Heyman Room. I feel like Donald Trump. I'm going to quit doing that. At 1:30 would be the Roots Magic, which is it's a PC-based software. And for those of us that are still on Family Tree Maker and a little uncertain about the future of that product, this looks like a really good alternative. So it's very timely for that. And then Next Generation Site Builder is a web-based tool for also putting your family tree online, and makes it a little bit easier to collaborate with other people in your family. So we're very excited to have that going, and hope that you will be able to get down here and attend one of those sessions starting this Sunday. I'm also pleased to announce that, and this is the theme you're going to hear a lot today, we're going to be talking a lot about the portal to Texas history. We applied for and did receive a Rescuing Texas History grant, which is a funding project that the University of North Texas offers to allow societies to submit requests to have information digitized and placed on the portal to Texas history. And so we submitted a proposal to digitize our first 2 years of Pegasus, the 2013 and the 2014 editions of Pegasus. And our proposal was accepted, and we will be giving them copies of those, and they will be digitizing them, placing them on the portal to Texas history, where we already have quite a bit of other information. We got a grant in 2015 to finish off the digitization of our journals. We had previously done all of the prior editions except for the 2011 and 2012. And we also, in 2013, got a grant from them to digitize our probate records from Dallas, Texas, from 1850 through the early 1900s, which is now online. It's up on the portal, but it's still also an ongoing indexing project with many of our members have been involved in. I'd like to talk about that a little bit. The indexing stands at 43% complete. Now the indexing, there's about 3,100 cases, and what the indexing basically involves doing is going through, looking at all the images for every case and identifying some information. And we've had, as I said, a really dedicated group of people who have just been doing an amazing job. So over the summer, I just want to recognize the 3 people who have done the most cases. Joe Conley went through 375 cases, Karen Walker, 252, and John Withers, bringing up the third point there with 57 cases. Lots of people were involved, and one of the things I ask people to tell me about as they record the information is just how much time they spent on each case. You know, sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's considerably more, but when I added up all of the time spent by all of the people who worked on this summer, I found that they collectively had donated more than 170 hours of their time indexing things. So I think that's just really worthy of a great deal of recognition. These are all the people who indexed over the summer, and if you're here, and even if they're not, if you see them, just thank them for all the hard work and the benefit that they're providing to us. I pulled a couple of sample cases just so you can see some of the information that is coming out, and some of the stuff that comes out is kind of interesting. Anybody here know anything about Peter's Colony? Okay, let's have a look. I figured most of you do. So if you go and look right now on the portal to Texas history and search this collection, you'll find that we found 5 sets of probate records that deal with the Peters Colony and are so noted in the description. Now, this is information that our indexers have identified and provided back to me as they've been telling me about each of the cases. So, and this was described in one document as a migrant to and a colonist of the Peters Colony. Must have died prior to 1852. First name appears to be unknown. So some of these are very old and some of the information is a little bit sketchy, but there's just fascinating stuff. So as I mentioned, so far we've uncovered 5 Peters Colony sets of records. So in addition to the text kind of information like that, the other thing that our indexers are doing is identifying the date range of the records that are in that particular case. This is something that was not originally indexed. And so what we are doing is identifying, like in this case, we know that the records span from 1849 to 1853. And that information is entered in the metadata on the portal, and so it is there for people who then are researching and can at least look at this and go, oh, okay, that's a time frame I'm interested, or it's not. Some of the other stuff I've jumped out, again, our ever eagle-eyed indexers are noting that there's some misspellings of the names in the index. And this one is an enormous file containing 769 pages. And that means that, and I'm afraid I don't know the name of the person that did this, but they went through 769 images and went through every one of those and identified the date range and other information. And also, as you can see, includes the fact that this one case actually references many other cases. Very valuable information to researchers who discover this information on the portal and can now just from the summary know that, oh, I need to be looking at a lot of other cases too. So not every case is involved or provides information like this, but it gives you just kind of a glimmer of the care and the love and the dedication of these people who are doing this indexing actually put into going through this and providing really useful information that's going to be available for researchers for a long time. So I already pointed out 769. Even in the case here, pointing out that the will was filed in Allen County, Kentucky, and telling you which will book and which page. I think Gloria Goodwin was responsible for this one. You can help. All of this stuff is online, so the images are there. It just takes a little bit of time. And if you go to our website, you will see that there is a Dallas Probate County cases that you can volunteer. You can just click on one of the ones that's active, select a case, and there is a little video that will take you through all you need to learn. And each case typically takes about 15 minutes. They're not all 769 images. Many of them are much smaller. But I would encourage you to get involved in helping us, bring our history to life. It's the people that do this, if you talk to any of them that have been involved, say it's addicting. It's just really interesting and a fascinating view in the early history of Dallas City and Dallas County. So I would encourage you all to get involved and help your fellow members get this job done. The Portal to Texas History is something that we have a long, strong, and deep involvement with. We've been involved with them for at least 5 or 6 years now. They've been a great partner for us. I've mentioned the fact that they have given us many grants over the years to help get our information and load it online. They've done this for there's more than 300 partner societies involved in this. They've got more than, last time I checked, I think 4 million newspaper images up there now, and just a vast and fascinating collection of Texas history. And so as a society, we have decided that we want to try to give back and help the portal make sure that resource is available for a long time into the future. And right now, the funding for it is basically through the University of North Texas, and as you know, funding sometimes is good, sometimes not so good. And so what they have done is they have gone out and gotten a challenge grant from the National Endowment for Humanities. Do I have that right? Okay. And so it's a total of a $2 million package. If they can raise $1.5 million, they'll get another $500,000 through that challenge grant. And so they're on a 3-year project, a 3-year quest to try to raise that money to make sure that at the end of the 3-year period, they have the $2 million, which is going to be used as a fund to ensure that this resource continues to operate to its capacity and that there are no problems due with variances in funding and what have you. And so as a board, we have targeted, this is our strategic objective for this year, that we want to try to raise $2,500 from our community, and we'll match that $2,500 on a dollar-for-dollar basis. So at the end of the year, we hope to be able, actually sooner, at the end of the period, we hope to be able to present the University of North Texas with a check for at least $5,000 to go towards helping them meet this challenge grant. And the way that we've chosen to do this is to participate in something known as the North Texas Giving Day. I'm just curious, how many of you have heard of this? Okay, so for the benefit of those of you that don't, it's a once-a-year event. This year it's going to be on September 22nd. And the idea is that not-for-profit organizations can participate in this, and it's a one-day event. And so the challenge to us is try to get all of you and all of the people who are supporting the thing that we're trying to raise funds for, come to this website on September 22nd and donate at least $25. Now, in our case, we're going to match the first $2,500 donated. So we'll do that anyway. But the other thing that's really interesting about this program is that corporations throughout the Metroplex will actually donate some additional what's called challenge money or bonus money. And so at the end of the day, they'll take this bonus money and they'll kind of prorate it and divide it across all the societies that participate. So the beauty about participating in this is that we have an opportunity to actually get some percentage of money on top of what is actually donated. Last year they raised a lot of money. I think $130 million. No, we're not in that league. We're looking for for $2,500, but it just shows you the value of this project and this day of giving and how powerful it can be. So we have, as I said, agreed that we're going to support this endowment fund, the Cathy Nelson Hartman Portal to Texas History Endowment Fund. Like I said, they're trying to raise a total of $2 million between contributions and the challenge grant, and our goal is to raise $5,000 this year to help them. So we're shooting for the $2,500 from all you, and the society will match the other $2,500 and make a total of $5,000 for this year. It's a 3-year project. I suspect you'll be hearing about this again. So how can you help? Well, this is a one-day event. It's kind of a social media kind of thing. We need to get people to go to the North Texas site on September 22nd. So first of all, just start telling everybody you know about this. Encourage them to mark their calendars and to be ready and willing to step up on the 22nd. We're pushing this a lot through social media because it's kind of a social media-based thing. So you're going to be seeing things on Facebook. You've probably seen some already. We've sent out some email. We just would encourage you to, when you see a Facebook post about that or really about anything the society is doing, share it. Repost it. Share it with your group of friends. If you're on other groups, if you have a neighborhood society, if you have a church society or anything that has a Facebook group, repost it on there. Let's just try to get the word out about what a good thing this is and what a great cause we're pushing, and try to get as many people as we possibly can engaged on the 22nd. And then just mark your calendars. On the 22nd, please make it a point to go to either the North Texas site, or you can go to our website. There will be links all over there because you need to donate through the website on our specific page. And just would ask that you please make sure that on the 22nd, you and all your friends, and I'm going to bug my sisters and even my mother, and ask all of them to help support this thing that we all hold so near and dear to our heart. Most of you are aware that we have an annual awards dinner in December, and we are going to be forming a committee to try to identify the individuals that we want to recognize with this year's awards. So if you're at all interested in being part of that committee, let me know. I'd be interested. We do need several people at large, and there'll be several board members on there. Nominations are being accepted now, though. We have the 4 awards that we give: our Award of Merit, the Heritage Preservation Award, our Lord Bachstruck Distinguished Service Award, and our Volunteer of the Year Award. And as president, I have the discretion to give a special award as well. And so we are looking for nominations for all of these categories. There are links on our website. So if you just go to our events page and select annual awards, those links down on the bottom will just take you to a handy little form, and you just tell us who you think is deserving and what they're deserving for, and the committee will take it from there. We're also interested, the Texas State Genealogical Society does offer a Volunteer of the Year award as well. I was honored enough to have received it last year. And if you see anybody in our society or in any genealogy society that you feel is worthy of receiving that recognition from the Texas State Society, we'll also accept a nomination for that and forward it on behalf of the society. So nomination is easy. Just would encourage you to look around at the many great things that are going on in the society and look at all the deserving, rewarding people and select 1 or 2 of them and honor them by nominating them for one of these awards. Another thing that we've been working on over the summer is preparing the budget for 2016 and 2017. And so per the bylaws, we did organize a budget committee. It was chaired by Susan Rainwater, our treasurer. I was president, Kathleen is vice president. We're obligated to be on there. And then we had Sandra Crowley, who was a past president, and David Temple, who was both a past president and a past treasurer, who were on the committee. And we did come up with a proposed budget, which I'm going to present to you today and ask for approval as per the bylaws. So I'll do it kind of in 3 parts. This is our projected income, and we're looking at having a total income of just over $33,000. Most of that will come from our fundraising event, which are the 3 seminars that Kathleen has talked about, but we have a variety of other sources of income as well. And so that's what we project that we're going to have coming in as income. And we have turned around and distributed that projected income back out in expenses as well. And so hopefully this isn't the first time you've seen that. This should have been all sent out to everybody to have a chance to look at, but I'll still leave it there for just a few minutes so you can kind of see the many things that we have up there. But what we're projecting is basically spending all the income that we have come in and end up with, well, that's the goal anyway. Typically, we get a little more income from the seminars than we have projected, so we do hope that there will be a balance at the end of the year, but this is a very conservative and we believe a very realistic budget that we should be able to meet. We have broken out the funds that we have targeted for the Portal to Texas History Endowment Fund, just to kind of keep them separate and to keep the accounting a little bit easier to do. So we have anticipated an income of $2,500 for the donations. With the $2,500, we'll take out of savings with our matching contribution to bring that up to $5,000. So first I'll ask, are there any questions or comments about the budget as proposed? Having a quorum then, I'll just ask for a simple all in favor in approving this budget. Please say yay. Yay. Anybody opposed? Thank you all very much. We are also introducing a few new board members, and so the leadership for the organization in the DNA, or in the special interest groups is kind of as they have shown up there, and reflects the addition of Teresa Teterick with the 2 new SIGs, and so there are no changes there. We have a group of advisors, people such as Jimmy Walters, Gayla Bush, our library liaison, webmaster Todd Diedecker, Sandra Crowley is going to be serving as our Pegasus editor this year, and I have appointed Kathleen Murray to be our FGS delegate this year. We still have a little I won't say turmoil, but we still haven't quite settled on who's going to be replacing Barbara Ware as the IT administrator this year, but we hope to settle that up this afternoon. And we still have a couple of openings. If you're interested in helping us with our newsletter, or if you'd like to serve as parliamentarian, both of those positions are presently open. We have voting directors, and there's actually a few changes here. Cheryl Freeman, Gloria Goodwin, Carolyn Davis, and Hartman Adair are continuing in the offices they held last year. And with the addition of Todd Diedecker, is going to also step in and be our volunteer coordinator this year. And we have a vacant position, our publication content. So again, we have another opportunity if you're interested. Oops, okay, and so we already have elected the executive board, myself as president, Kristen Moore as vice president, Susan Rainwater, who is not here, and Sharon Bowles. I need a prompter here. So at this point, I just again would ask for a vote of approval for this leadership team for the year coming up. All in favor, please say aye. Anybody dare opposed? I'll appoint you to something. If you, no, just kidding. Any opposed? Thank you all very much. I would like to send a very special thank you to our board members who are kind of departing. Kathleen Murray for the exceptional role she did as vice president, Brenda Cannon as secretary, Nick Barnett for a volunteer coordinator, and Barbara Ware for the many years of IT administration and everything else. Just remind you again that we have very active special interest groups, so we have a number of meetings coming up, and I would encourage you to take the time to participate in some of them because they're all interesting in their own way. Next month we'll be back again, October 1st. Glenn Kincaid is going to be back, a very popular speaker, talking to us about, kind of appropriately, perils, paradoxes, and pitfalls in probate records, of which we're all quite familiar with. Todd, are we going to have our feedback back up? Okay, so we're very interested in hearing from you in all manner of things, but in particular from this meeting. If there's anything you'd like to dislike, would like to see different, go to our website, click on the Tell Us, and tell us about it. We'd love to hear from you. And with that concludes our business meeting, and we're going to get to the reason why I know many of us are here. Cheryl, you want to come up here and do some introductions?